Yeah, it's an interesting story. We're talking about health and we're talking about the sadness and passing of people. The Rams have finally detailed what happened to the young backup quarterback Stetson Bennett. Remember, he had the great career at Georgia,
Oh yeah, yeah,
back-to-back championships,
yeah.
kind of a self-made kid, got drafted by the Rams, comes to camp, going to be the number 2 guy behind Matthew Stafford, and then disappeared. And now we find out that he burned out. He had mental health and depression issues, and he stepped away from the NFL for an entire season. They would not talk about where he was, what had happened to him, not made available to the media. Even at this hour, has not been made available to the media. But Les Snead, the general manager, confirmed it was a mental health issue. It was depression. He got counseling through medication and help. He's back in camp, and he looks like a very, very different person. So, the pressures of being who he was and how hard he worked, it all caught up to him. But he is back in camp, and he's expected to be the backup quarterback and maybe the quarterback of the future for the Rams if indeed Matthew Stafford leaves. The other story, I guess you could look down the road and say, yeah, I could see this crap happening. Antonio Brown is in all kinds of trouble. Remember him, the star wide receiver, Pittsburgh, went to Tampa, went to New England, flamed out, got released. He's filed for bankruptcy. That's a shocker. I guess he didn't use that Central Michigan degree very well. Antonio Brown is totally devoid of money. He has only $55,000 in assets. He has $3 million in debts. He's lost 3 lawsuits. He obviously has been involved in a terrible arrest, all types of domestic abuse issues. Antonio Brown, get this, made $80 million in the NFL. He has $55,000 left, and he's in debt from here to the parking lot. Wow. And he still thinks he has fans. He still thinks he has friends. He still thinks he's going to get a TV job, and he thinks he's going to the Hall of Fame. You talk about bad decision piled upon bad decision piled upon bad decision. And I saw videos. I've been working in TV the last group of years at KUSI and prior to that at CW6. And I saw some of the video we used at one time. It was really bad, just who he was and how he acted around people. And it's like he was deranged. All the junk that was coming out of his mouth, and obviously the arrest warrants, and then a terrible lawsuit over assaults, and then failed business investment. Think about that, $80 million in his career, and he's bankrupt, and he's out of the NFL, and he has no skills, and he's going to ask a bankruptcy judge to bail him out of all this.
Wow. Yeah. There's been other professional athletes that have had similar stories where all the money's gone. I mean, they're probably helping out their family, maybe helping out some of their friends, but sometimes I just don't think they have the financial education on how to manage that amount of money. Completely change a person. It's just sad to see this, but Stetson Bennett, depression. I mean, that's just life, right? I mean, that's happening everywhere in and outside of sports. So it's, and frankly, Antonio Brown, he probably got knocked around in the head a little bit too much too, playing ball. I can understand why players do to get burnt out, because it's a full-time job in college and it's a double full-time job in the NFL.
Yeah, concur. And Brown is not the only one that's had lost his wealth and money. That's all over the parking lot. But I've never seen a guy that's acted the way he's acted for such a consistently long period of time and have everything just blow up in his face. And now walking around the community as if, I'm okay. No, you're not okay.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. Next topic on the